Welcome, I'm Christy. This month we are doing practices for our Sahasrara Chakra. So the crown chakra, Sahasrara. Took me a long time to kind of wrap my head around that name. The 1,000-petal lotus is what Sahasrara means. So it's this blossoming of consciousness that when we get to this state of having the crown chakra open, that we are aware of all of our conscious thoughts as well as our unconscious thoughts, which means they're no longer unconscious, right? So it's this, really having this deep awareness of all of our own thoughts and what is going on around us. This really, deep intuition, ability to understand other people. So at Sahasrara, as we've gone through all of the other chakras, we've talked about the seed sounds that go with them. At Sahasrara, there's no, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, there's no sound. So it is silence, which makes sense with that deep consciousness. There is no sound. The color associated with Sahasrara is violet. So some people talk about it being a very white light, like just with this tinge of purple to it. Other people talk about it being violet. So different meditations, you might either be seeing it more as a white light or really, really pale, almost white, violet color, or maybe a little bit more of a deeper violet. So at the throat chakra the color was blue. And then at the third eye, the brow chakra, it was an indigo blue, so a purpley blue. And so now we're getting into purple. All right, let's take a nice breath. So all of this yoga practice that we're doing, it's really much more about meditation than it is about movement. We're using movement to try to get into a quieter space where our minds can be quieter and calmer. So this month we're really going to do much quieter practices, a little more meditative. So today's practice is a chair yoga practice. I've got 2 chairs here so I can put my feet up. It's nice sometimes not to have to get on the floor or just in the middle of the day. So just a nice quiet break from the stresses of the day. So let's just begin. You're just trying to sit quietly, however you're comfortable. Let your shoulders drop down. A few deep breaths. Observe how you are in this moment. Think about something that you're grateful for. And begin to imagine that white light, so almost a little purpley, almost white, almost white, violet, almost white light, just pale, pale violet, almost white. Flowing in through the top of the head, so flowing in through the crown chakra. It's the palest violet flowing in through the top of the head. Imagining that light filtering down into the body, into every cell. The energy of Sahasrara is said to be very healing. So imagine that pale violet flowing into every cell, healing mind, body, and spirit. And then take a nice full breath. And we're just going to gently bring arms up overhead. Just a nice stretch upward. Paying attention to how your shoulders are. Moving your arms in any way you like. Stretching up. Help them come back down. So let's see if we can take them in a bit of a circle. Just inhaling as they come up. Exhaling as they come down. And then see if you can just stretch the arms out behind you. Bring them forward and up. And let them flow down. Extending out behind you. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. And then we'll hang on to the right wrist with the left hand. Tip gently to your left side. And come back through center. So still trying to imagine that white light flowing through you. Sorry, I keep saying white. Almost purple, pale purple. All right, holding left wrist, tipping to your right side. Come on back to center, let arms come down. And then we're just going to bring them up again. And let them come down, extending out behind you. And then hands just come down and rest on the legs. Full breath. All right, with feet on the floor. You might need to sit a little bit forward depending on your chair. So always making sure that your chair is secure, you're not gonna slide. So feet just firmly on the floor, hands on your legs. We're gonna round, so a little bit of a cat pose. Pulling the spine backward, letting the head and the chest tip forward, and then inhale, come on into a dog pose. Pushing the spine forward, shoulder blades push back. Exhale, rounding into cat. Inhale into dog, let the chest and the spine push forward, shoulder blades push back. Back and forth. Back to center. You can sit back if you're forward. Try to bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh for a seated pigeon pose. And we're going to lean forward. So if you have a second chair, you can try to place that in front of you. So you could put your hands maybe on that chair, letting your hands slide forward. Breathing. And then come on back up. All right, I'm going to pivot here a little bit. Bring left ankle on top of your right thigh. We're going to lean forward. So again, if you can reach that second chair, hands on the seat of the chair. Sliding your hands forward. And breathe out. And come on up. And let the left foot come down. Take your feet out wide. We're going to bring hands onto the second chair. We're going to let our hands slide forward. Letting the body come down as far as it will. Maybe you stack arms, let your head rest on your arms if you get that low. Breathing. And then we're coming back up. Big full breath. All right, bring both legs up onto the chair. All right, what I was thinking isn't really gonna work here. So let's just lean forward. All right, I'm just gonna lean forward. I was thinking about a twist, but I was thinking, wasn't really gonna work. So I'm just gonna lean over those legs, take a breath. And then come back up. All right, we're just gonna twist it to the left. Or sorry, to the right. So bring your right hand, see if you can bring it around the back of your chair, left hand to the outside of your right leg. Lengthen up your spine, soften your abdomen. And then gently back to center. Now we're going to twist it to the left side. Left hand's going to grab onto the back or the side of your chair. Lengthen up your spine, soften your abdomen. And come on back to center. All right, a butterfly pose. We're going to try to pull this chair in fairly close, and then we want the soles of the feet to come together. So the knees are going to drop out to the sides. There's going to be this little diamond shape of your legs, and then we're rounding forward. You can use hands on your feet or on the chair. Just try to round your back, let your head come down. Big full breath. And then inhale on up. Good. We're going to straighten out the legs again. And lean forward over the legs. And come on up. So now we're going to bring just the left foot down onto the floor. Right foot stays on the chair. And we're going to lean over the right leg. Changing sides, come up, bring left foot up, let right foot come down, fold forward over the left leg. And then come back up, just bring that left foot down. Nice full breath. And then we're gonna bring our hands together. So palms together. out a little bit away from the body, elbows out. And then we're gonna push hands out. And we're gonna bring them back in together. We're gonna push them out and back in, breathing. Keeping that breath going. And then let your hands come back down to your legs. Big inhale. And now we're going to do our legs up and down. So just bring your legs up, letting them come down. Lifting your spine up, let your shoulders relax down. Feel your breath. So just feel that motion of the legs coming up and down. So if your knees hurt, maybe just a little bit of a bounce more than a raising. Keeping the breath going. And then just notice the pattern of your feet. Mine, after a little bit, they stop going in unison. They start to separate. Just watch, observe what happens. And then we'll let the feet come down, sit back, take a breath. And then we're going to see if we can do those two things at the same time. So we're going to do hands out and the feet coming up and down. So uncoordinated. So I'm gonna have to go slow here. Keeping your breath going. Sit up tall. And then we're going to let it come down. Big full breath. And we're going to use our chair to do a bit of a down dog. So just standing. You can do this. So if you don't want to fold in so deeply, you can do your hands on the back of the chair. So you can either spin your chair around, which is probably better. Or you can try to put your hands on the back of the chair, letting your spine drop down towards the floor. Or you can use the seat, just fingers out, spread out wide on the seat of the chair. Walk your feet back, letting your head drop down. Breathing. And then we're going to walk in a little closer to the chair. So hands flat on the seat of the chair and just extend one leg out behind you. If you can bend that foot, you might be able to reach back with the opposite hand and grab that foot. And slowly let the foot come down, release the hand, let the hand come to the chair, foot comes all the way down. Breath. Extend the opposite leg out behind you. And then again, if you can bend the knee, maybe you can reach back, again, opposite hand. Try to get a hold of that foot. And breathe. Gently release it. And come all the way back up. Take a breath. And then with the back of your chair, step 1 foot forward, 1 foot backward. And we're going to try to lean. I think I can go lower, so I'm actually going to use the seat of my chair again. Just try to lean over that front leg. Breathe. And then step the back foot forward, step that front foot backward, and leaning over that second leg. Take a breath. So one way to work with half moon pose is to bring your lower arm on to the seat of the chair. You can hang on to the seat of the chair with both hands and then just bring this one leg up. Then you're trying to turn the front of the body away from the floor. So you can keep both hands on the chair for stability. Get the sensation of this back leg coming up, heel pushing out from your hip. You might be able to bring a hand to your hip. You might be able to bring that hand up towards the ceiling. Breathe. And then a hand comes down, foot comes down, and come back up. And then just the other side. So opposite lower arm comes down onto the seat of the chair. You're going to change which leg comes up. Pull the toes in towards the knee. Push the heel out from your hip. Trying to turn the front of the body away from the floor. Breathing. And then hand's going to come down. Foot comes down. Take a breath. Just in forward fold, either with hands on the seat of your chair or let hands come down to the floor. And then inhale all the way up. Bring arms up overhead, hands touch. And exhale, hands down to the heart. Take a nice full breath. Coming back to sit in the chair. Again, feeling your breath. Sit up nice and tall. And then we'll do a seated pigeon again. Bring that right ankle back up on top of your left thigh. If you want your chair in front of you again to lean on, put your hands in the chair, lean forward. Come back up. We're going to change sides, so let that right ankle come down. Bring left ankle up on top of your right thigh. Lean forward. Breathing. Come back up. Let this left foot come down onto the floor. Twist to your right side. Lengthen up your spine. Soften your abdomen. Coming gently back to center. Twisting to the left side. And then back to center. All right, Shavasana. So we want to be comfortable. So however that is for you. If you want to use your two chairs, then bring your feet up. That might be nice. If you've got enough room to sit with crossed legs and that's comfortable, you can do that. So we are going to feel the breath. And remembering that this Sahasrara, the crown chakra, is silent. Right? So silence at the crown chakra. You can imagine that 1,000-petal lotus. So you can picture that. So if you imagine a white lotus that has that little bit of purple tinge around the edge of the leaves, that might be a good visual image to work with. Just at the crown of the head. So imagine all these 1,000 petals opening. So white or violet or some mix of white and violet in there. Just residing at the top of the head. And so this sense of stillness and quietness at the top of the head. And a violet light flowing in through the top of the head. And a violet light flowing into the body. A violet light flowing into every cell. And so imagine yourself just residing within this violet energetic aura. Mind, body, and spirit all healing. Just breathing, softening into your position. Trying to focus on that 1,000-petal lotus. And violet light all around you. Take a deeper breath. Just move your fingers a little. Rotate your wrists. Give your arms a little stretch up overhead. And observing how you feel. Big full breath. So working on silent meditation, just begin in small pieces, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. It's very hard most of the time to just do silent meditation. So just very small little chunks during your day, just taking a moment. I do it often when I've been driving and I get into a parking space, and I'll just take a minute there to resettle. So just looking for those little moments where you can just resettle and find that little bit of silence without thinking, oh, I have to do this for 20, 30 minutes. Start small. All right, hands at the heart. Nice full inhale. Release it out. Thank you for sharing in this practice today. Namaste.